6 o'clock, this meeting is called to order. Neil, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We'll begin our meeting as we always do with a review of minutes of previous meetings, and we have minutes from 3 meetings for which only 3 members of the current board were present, starting with the March 11, 2013 minutes. Work session minutes, I'm sorry.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
It has been moved by Dick, seconded by Mike, that those be approved. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those minutes are approved. Next, we have the regular March 11, 2013 Select Board meeting.
Motion to approve.
Second.
And I would just like to point out that on page 4 of those minutes, there is a statement by David Kent concerning the March 17th meeting. He did say the March 17th meeting, but he was actually referring to the January 17th meeting, so that needs to be annotated in those minutes, but he is correctly quoted in those minutes. So that has been moved by Mike and seconded by Dick. All those in favor of approval?
Aye.
Aye. Those minutes are approved. And finally, we have the March 11, 2013 non-public meeting minutes.
Which I will also move to approve.
And I will second.
Moved by Mike, seconded by Dick. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those minutes are approved. And next, we have the Select Board work session of March 18, 2013, at which we were all present. Mr. Conklin by telephone.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
It's been moved by Dick and seconded by Bill. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those minutes are approved. Announcements. The Select Board will meet on the following dates. Regular meetings at 6 p.m. on Monday, April 8th, and Monday, April 22, 2013. Work review sessions prior to the regular meeting will start at 5 p.m. All of these meetings will be held here in the Town Hall unless otherwise posted. Weather observations for the month of February are available in the Town Hall, and citizens wishing to be listed on the Selectmen's agenda should notify the Town Hall before 12 p.m. on the Friday before the scheduled meeting. Okay, the first new business. We had a request from Lisa Lundari of the Plymouth Historical Society. Apparently, she's received requests from a number of members of the public for DVDs of the Reminiscing nights that have been held. There have been 2 so far, the Draper and Maynard and the skiing in Plymouth. And there are several more scheduled over the coming months. She has just made a couple of different suggestions. But she basically wondered if she could make duplicate copies from a master provided by PBTV so that Juliet would not have to spend additional time on that. And she had a couple of alternate things available, but she did send me a more detailed email today. And I asked her if she'd come to the meeting tonight, and she said she's unable to be here. But she essentially said that she realizes a lot of work goes into recording and editing the video. She would like to consider this a town contribution to the 250th celebration, just as she considers the Historical Society's efforts to organize and cost to promote. That said, the pricing I discuss is only reflective of the cost for reproduction of DVDs. She said, I've spoken with Juliet regarding the costs of duplication of the DVD. Hard costs of supplies are approximately $1.20 for the DVD and the blank case. Plymouth Historical Society will cover the cost of DVD labels and case insert, which is another $1.20. And she said that she will do the design and layout pro bono. I don't know if you're aware, Lisa Lindari is True Colors, so she's got good graphics. She did design the banners that we've got on Main Street and has done the posters and a lot of other things. So I propose that the Plymouth Historical Society pay the town $4 per DVD in the blank case at the cost of labels and case inserts incurred by the Plymouth Historical Society of $1.20 for a cost of $5.20 per DVD. Plymouth Historical Society will retail for $10 with a profit of $4.80 for the Plymouth Historical Society. We're considering making a set of the entire series available. This would take 3 DVDs, and the Plymouth Historical Society would purchase its own multi-DVD cases. We would pay the town $10 for a 3-DVD set. Plymouth Historical Society would cover the cost of the cases, labels, and inserts, and we would probably retail for $40. If Juliet is able to get better pricing on the DVD cases, we would pay her the cost for their purchase. If this sounds amenable, we would let attendees know at the time of the event and request that they pre-order. This should simplify production so as not to make undue work for Juliet and provide monies up front as to not require Plymouth Historical Society to have to dip into its limited funds. Juliet is a bit concerned about opening the floodgates for other organizations wanting to do similar retail opportunities, so we may want to think of it as a special exception as part of the 250th celebration, which I think that latter thing is probably a good idea. And I would ask Juliet to come out and see if she has anything to add to this.
That sounds good to me. What do you think?
Just a question. I mean, you go to these events and you tape them because they asked you to, or you think it's a good idea, or?
Both. You.
I mean, it's part of Plymouth's 250th
Right.
anniversary celebration, and it's all being done as part of the committee's planning and effort. So it's,
It's a town event, it's historically.
yeah, it's a town event.
Yeah.
Part of the posterity of.
No, I mean, I don't ask the question because I have any problem with it. I mean, isn't the committee kind of an established nonprofit agency?
No, what
No.
we've got, the committee is the committee.
Yeah.
They're doing the planning, they're doing the organizing. There are 2 separate funds. One is the funds that have been appropriated by the town at
Yeah.
town meetings for the last 3 years, and those monies are being administered separately by the town. The other side of it is contributions to the 250th anniversary celebration, which are being managed and handled through the Rotary Foundation for the committee, so that we didn't have to do any further level of organization. And the Plymouth Historical Society is not doing those funds because the Rotary has the mechanism
Yeah.
and the ability to manage that. So I think what we're looking at here is an opportunity for, obviously, PBCAM to bring in a little bit of money over and above the cost of the DVDs, because it is taking some of Juliet's time to do the editing and everything else, but also for the Plymouth Historical Society to do some fundraising that's separate, because the amount that they stand to gain for the
Yeah.
250th is.
Well, I guess I asked the question thinking that, let's say for the sake of conversation, these were produced, packaged, and then sold with a $6 profit. I mean, if the community TV, PB, whatever it is, I'm bad with an acronym sometimes, if they got, let's say, $2 of that, and the Historic Society got $2, could some money also go to the fund for the 250th celebrations? Because obviously that's costing some money
Yeah.
above and beyond what the community has appropriated through town meeting. I'm just wondering if there could be some broader cost sharing so that more people would benefit.
I think that's a decision that we're in a position to make because of the this request. I mean, we could stipulate that, I think.
That's what you're being asked for.
Yeah. I mean,
Because, I mean, sort of the committee is organizing all these, and they bring speakers
Right.
in, and they make the requests, et cetera, so.
right.
Just a thought.
Yeah, and there are some fairly significant costs that are associated with the celebration already. And Steve Rand, who's chairing that committee, is pretty confident that fundraising is going to be able to meet the needs for those events. There are a handful of events that will have a cost over and above being just, free events or events that you need a button or something to get into, but I don't know. Anybody else have any thoughts on what?
May I, to summarize, of the $10 retail cost, 4 would go to the Historical Society and 6 would go to cover costs, I think is what you were saying, isn't that?
I think 10 was for the multi-tools.
Yeah, it was,
Price points will need to be.
one disc was, she's recommending $10, and that the total cost of producing the discs is $5.20 per DVD, which includes paying the town $4 per DVD. So the cost per DVD is $5.20, and if they retail it for $10, that would give the Plymouth Historical Society a $4.80 profit.
Why does the town get 4?
That's our cost,
That's our cost. That's, the hard costs of supplies
Okay, gotcha.
are $1.20 plus Juliet's
Okay.
time to edit and record, and so it's offsetting that as well.
Madam Chair, but if it's like, if it's $10 for what? And $40 for 3?
It's $40 for 3, but the 3 DVDs, that's not just 3 reminiscing nights.
It could be 5 or 6.
There could be 5 or 6 reminiscing nights, so that's the whole set.
All right.
But if you wanted to buy them individually, it might cost $50, so it's a bargain.
Get more volume.
Yeah. So thoughts on Dick's suggestion, or?
I think that's a fair proposal, and I think seeing a little go to the Historical Society is probably a good thing, because they're putting an awful lot of effort into
Oh,
this.
yeah.
They
And
are,
obviously, there's overlap between the two. so-
right. And what they stand to make as profit from it. I mean, we've got, Historical Society is part of the committee. I mean, Lisa's the head of it, and she's very involved. I think, they were probably, if they're doing all of the marketing of it and everything else, it might be a good idea to just let them keep their $4.80 and.
I would expect they're probably sharing their collective monies with the 250th group in any event.
I think what they're really sharing more than anything is, a whole lot of input to the webpage.
Yeah.
Lisa has donated significant time and effort into putting the webpage together. We've got, she's putting a lot of effort into this, and I think it would be good to see the Historical Society benefit. So,
Motion?
yeah.
How do you frame the motion? Move to Lisa's our intent to go forward with a DVD production for sale, benefit each party as she described.
I'll second that.
All right.
Thanks, or whatever.
All right, so we have a motion by Bill that Lisa's proposal to make DVDs of the Reminiscing Nights and have the Plymouth Historical Society retail those, either $10 for a profit of $4.80 or $40 for a larger profit, with the $4 per DVD being paid to the town. And that was seconded by Mike. All those in favor?
Aye.
Discussion.
Discussion?
I'd like to see the lump sum of the money coming to the town be a lump sum and not $4 or whatever it is.
Okay.
That they retain all the money till the end. So we'll actually start losing money handling these things one at a time.
Might there be an
Each
end?
$4 check.
It
Might
could-
there be an end?
Yeah,
Well,
it might, I mean, they could be on display at the historical.
until
Society.
they get a significant amount of money, I realize they could continue to sell these things for 3 more years afterwards. But,
Do you want to set an amount? I don't know.
$200.
Okay, so that is an amendment to Bill's motion to say the Plymouth Historical Society will hold the town funds until they have accumulated $200, and then they can pay it in $200 increments instead of small increments. So with that addition, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion is approved. Okay, next on our agenda, we have a request from John Jack Scarborough to be reappointed as an alternate member to the Plymouth Planning Board. His letter says he resigned from the Planning Board in 2010 due to problems with his health. Since then, my condition has stabilized, and I am confident in my ability to effectively contribute to the planning process in our town. So, do I have a motion concerning Jack Scarborough's appointment as an alternate member of the Planning Board?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved by Bill and seconded by Mike. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That appointment is approved.
One question.
Mm-hmm.
Sharon, with Neil's election to this board, the zoning board is short?
Yes, that too.
One person, 2 people?
One person, the zoning board has no alternates at this point and is de facto 1 seat short, so it's only 4, which is problematic. And the planning board only has 1 alternate aside from Jack Scarborough at this point, Bob Dragon, so we need to flesh things out a little bit because...
And that's, any member of the public who's interested in serving on zoning and planning boards, we definitely need a regular member on the zoning board and alternate members for both boards. If you are aware of what those boards involve, please submit a letter if you're interested in serving. If you've got questions concerning what those boards involve, I would encourage you to contact Sharon Penny, our planner, and you can make your decision based on that. But I think it's important, and the work of both boards is important. Thank you, Dick. Okay, I need to sign that. And this can get attached to it so we can get that to Sharon. All right, moving on, we have, under correspondence, we have a letter of resignation from Conservation Commission Chair Dominic Morocco, who has served on the planning board,
The conservation.
the Conservation Commission over a number of years. Do I have a motion to accept Mr. Morocco's resignation?
I'll make the motion to accept it. I think, I don't know if it's proper within a motion, but I'm sure we'd all like to thank him for his years of service to the Conservation Commission.
Absolutely. We've accomplished a lot.
Second.
All right, it's been moved by Mike and seconded by Dick. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is approved. Okay, we have no purchase orders, permit requests, committee reports.
Yeah.
That can actually just go to Paul. Does anyone have a committee report?
I don't.
Okay, this would normally be,
Board.
yeah,
Planning Board met on Thursday,
okay.
and we approved 2 applications. And there was a presentation by engineers for the Riverside Landing.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to public comment.
The public has no comments. I just a couple of things. I've been thinking a lot about Tenny Mountain Highway, and it's just, obviously, it's been a large topic of discussion. So I just jotted down a couple of notes, and I'm going to propose something to the board that I think is worthwhile. A few preliminary statements. The town of Plymouth is a wonderful community, and its positive side is exhibited by events such as marking the Moby Play, the 250th celebration, and the annual Keep the Heat On dinners. Unfortunately, the discord, animosity, and lack of civility and respect exhibited during the most recent debates over the development on Tenny Mountain Highway showed a negative side as well. These disagreements must, I believe, be addressed now, because to ignore them is to ignore the proverbial elephant in the living room. We need to recognize and talk about the conflicts, or they will just rear up again in the future. I believe that one or more forums need to be held to put all of the issues on the table. I propose that the Board of Selectmen work cooperatively with the residents who voice concern with or opposition to the most recent Tenny Mountain Highway development to take steps to plan for and schedule these forums. It is my hope that all parties will agree to this process. It is also my hope that all parties will come to the table with an open mind and a willingness to leave the room with an outline of common areas of agreement and suggestions to improve the next round of development hearings. I'm asking that the Select Board support this proposal and take the necessary steps to begin this process. I just think if we let this fester, it's just going to come up again, and I don't think it needs to, I don't think it should, and I think it's counterproductive for the board, the planning board, staff, the community as a whole.
And I think that that's what I would like to do is if we could get a copy of what you've read
Yeah,
for each of us.
I've made a couple little edits here, I'll send it out.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think that's something that we need to think about and digest before our next meeting, and just, take it under consideration, but table it tonight and think about it in the future. But thank you for that. All right, any other public comment? All right, in that case, I would request that we go into a non-public session in accordance with RSA 91-A:3, 2C, reputation. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
It's been moved by Mike, seconded by Bill. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And when we go into non-public, the requirement is that we actually don't vote all at once, that we do a poll vote. So if we could repeat that one more time. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, we are in non-public.